In this movie, I'll show you how to downsample an image, that is, reduce the number of pixels inside the image file for print. And at first, this may seem like a daft idea. If upsampling an image is technically a destructive modification, then downsampling must be doubly so. But the truth of the matter is, while you rarely upsample an image inside Photoshop, you frequently downsample it. Consider this, if you will. Imagine that I'm working with a designer, and she wants to include this image inside of an InDesign document at 12.8 inches wide, which is going to be quite big, incidentally, but not nearly as big as the image file that we have right now. And so if I hand her off this image that's 186 megabytes, she's really going to have a hard time uploading it, and then it's going to take forever to print and so forth. What I need to do is streamline this file to get it down to the right size. Now, I want to do so without harming the original, so I'll start things off by going up to the image menu and choosing the duplicate command. And then I'll just go ahead and call this guy my downsampled file, let's say, and then I'll click OK. All right, now what you want to do is go up to the image menu and choose the image size command. And I'll go ahead and dial in a width value of 12.8 inches like so. But because the resample checkbox is turned off, that reduces the resolution value as well, which means that we're not doing anything to the pixels inside the file. If I want to reduce the number of pixels, then I need to turn on the resample checkbox right here. And notice that Photoshop holds on to that width value, which is very nice, at which point I can reduce the resolution value. Now, I'd probably take it down to, let's say, 267 pixels per inch. But I'm not really sure what kind of resolution she needs, so we might as well use that highest of the standard resolution values, which is 360 pixels per inch. And that is going to reduce the number of pixels inside the image, as we can see here inside the preview. It also reduces the dimensions, so we're going from a width value of 9,720 pixels down to just 4,608 pixels. And we're also reducing the image size from 186 megabytes to a much more reasonable 42 megabytes. And now I'll go ahead and click OK in order to accept that change. I'll press Ctrl+1 in order to zoom into the image at the 100% zoom ratio. And I'll go ahead and toss this image around by spacebar dragging it so that we can see the newly downsampled image. And it looks nice and sharp, as downsampled images always do. That remaining pixel data, because we've downsampled, we've down-averaged the original image data, is always going to be of a higher quality. So in other words, each and every pixel that remains will look better than the originals. Now let's go ahead and compare that to upsampling that small version of the file. I'll go ahead and click on a very small image.png, and I'll return to the image menu, choose the image size command. Again, you have that keyboard shortcut, Control-Alt-I, Command-Option-I on the Mac. I'm very proud of that one, by the way, because I am actually the person who suggested that shortcut to Adobe. And now I'll go ahead and dial in all those values, a width of 12.8 inches and a resolution of 360 pixels per inch. Again, we have these same values up here. So the image size is now growing from a scant 1.86 megabytes to a much larger 42 megabytes, at which point I'll go ahead and click OK to accept that change. We are once again zoomed into 100%. Actually, I'm scrolling the wrong direction. There we go. So now let's check out the difference between these two files. Here is the upsampled version. That looks nice and smooth, but it has gummy detail as well. And so we can see that this guy has these kind of thick, gooey eyelashes right here. Compared with the downsampled version of the image, this guy right here, which looks absolutely great, down to the individual strands of hair. And now at this point, you would go ahead and save this image to disk by going up to the File menu and choosing the Save command. And that is a very common method for downsampling an image for print here inside Photoshop. In the next movie, I'll show you an equally common method for downsampling an image for email or for social media.